What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Rufus Wainwright and his 1998 self-titled album. Thank you again to Yvonne. And the next track is Danny Boy, and I'm glad at this point I've reacted to the Celtic Woman version. And indeed, I remember when I did that, Michaela mentioned that Andy Williams, and who else? Like someone else has done a version of this, and someone commented that it's a traditional Irish song, and there's different theories about it, what exactly is the essence of the themes at play, but I think the same person suggested that one of the theories, or the prevalent theory, is that it's about a son going off to war. So yes, my expectation is that this is another version of that same traditional Irish song, and in that regard, I may be better equipped to catch lines or to get the meaning, or at least to appreciate what the meanings might be for a given vocal / lyric. Secondarily, I wouldn't be terribly surprised if there's a bit of an Irish sound in the sonics, maybe not as much as a Celtic Woman version of this, but yeah, like I said, I'm glad I did that reaction first, and shout out to Michaela, and I'm blanking on who the other person was who commented, my apologies, but yes, I'm glad that I've got a little bit of insight going into this. So let's hear it. This is Rufus Wainwright, and the song is Danny Boy, which, as I said, if it's what I think it is a traditional Irish song.
But the sun shines within your heart. Your hair is gone, but you see through goldfish bone. With 8 sails to come round the bend, or a herd of birds chatting stoplights red. I'd be blind to brown my heart, then lay by. chat about New York and trips to the bayou. My smile looks tricking me and trying not to scare you. And a ship with 8 sails to come round the bend, or a herd of bulls charging stoplights red. I'd be blind, you're broke. My heart daily bites. Not your fountain bride. I was at the doorstep, playing like a two-or-four-step, and like what's up in the Bible, my God. Oh, I was at the doorstep, and like a two-or-four-step, playing like what's up in the Bible, my God.
I like that, the kind of old school phonograph or even like music box type sound at the end there. So actually now I'm less certain. When it started I was like, oh yeah, there is already a bit of an Irish sound and so on, but there's some lines or like phrases that I caught in there that I don't remember from the Celtic Woman version, and ultimately, yeah, like I wonder, because there was a reference to the bayou in New York and so on, which feels like less like that would be from a traditional Irish song. So I actually don't know if this Danny Boy is the same as the one I've heard a rendition of by Celtic Woman, and I'm aware that other people have done in their own musical catalog. So yeah, I suppose I could look that up while we're still here in the video. But just to comment on the sonics and his vocals, beautiful vocals. He has a way of singing that, like, I'm not always sure exactly what's being said, but it's always compelling. Like, he just has this smoothness, but also a very unique sound in terms of the way he articulates, the way he delivers his vocals. And the sonics, there's a, like, an artistry in terms of the rhythms. It's a bit stop-start, and you know, it sort of ebbs and then it flows again, and then it'll suddenly break down and there's a bit of a piano riff, and then it gets full again and the percussion comes back. So the track was very dynamic sonically and rhythmically, and again I get this sense that, you know, he's a real kind of pianos poet type of singer and musician. So, you know, admittedly a very, very small sample size at this point, but you know, the 2 or 3 songs I've heard, it does give me that type of image. And yeah, some of the extensions he does, very beautiful, and also, you know, they've got this warmth to them. And yeah, there was a bit of scatting, or at least scat-like, you know, phonetic type singing in the latter stages, which I very much enjoyed. So yeah, I guess give me a moment and let's see if that was a version of the traditional Irish song. Okay, so according to this, okay, so Rufus Wainwright's Danny Boy uses the melody of the traditional Irish folk tune, Londonderry Air, but the lyrics were written by an Englishman, Frederick Weatherly, making it a popular song associated with Ireland rather than purely an ancient Irish folk song, though it's deeply ingrained in Irish American culture. Okay. So, yeah, sort of. Like, not maybe as much as some other versions, but, or at the very least, like, it speaks to, Irish American culture, which again, I heard reference to New York. Obviously, there's a long history of Irish Americans and, Irish immigrants coming into New York. And then there was a reference to the Bayou. I'm less certain about Irish folk down in Bayou country, though I do know there's there's some Scots history down there. So yeah, like it feels like it's maybe adapted a little bit, and maybe it is the same song that other people have used, meaning maybe the other people that I've heard that have done different versions of Danny Boy are in using the melody, but then again lyrics that are not the same as those of the very traditional Irish song. Nevertheless, I do find all that compelling, and again, some of the Sonics, they had a bit of an Irish feel, though with like a piano folk pop kind of synthesis. So yeah, really interesting one, and I do love his voice. So looking forward to more from Rufus. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time. Peace.